The depiction of Jesus with feet of bronze and hair like wool is inspired by descriptions found in the Book of Revelation and the Book of Daniel. These scriptures' attributed symbolic meaning have led to discussions about Jesus' physical appearance. Some interpretations suggest that these descriptions indicate darker skin tones and curly or coarse hair, characteristics found among people of Afro-Asiatic descent. Jesus was born in Bethlehem, a town situated in Judea, historically recognized as a significant location in the narrative of Jesus' life. Judea, during the time of Jesus' birth, was inhabited by people of varied ethnic backgrounds, as it was under Roman influence and at a crossroad of ancient civilizations. Geographically and historically speaking, the region was more diverse than the predominantly Caucasian depictions suggest. Mary and Joseph, recognized as Jesus' earthly parents, are described in the scriptures as devout Jews. Joseph is noted to be of the house of David, a lineage mentioned in the Old Testament. Claims regarding their ethnicity often position them within the broader Afro-Asiatic Semitic groups, rather than strictly black or Caucasian. What was the tribe of Jesus? A very important point of most conversation that most people forget to mention when depicting the race of a black Jesus. There is no other conclusion to arrive at other than Jesus was a black man. While the Bible cites that Jesus was a Jew, specific tribal affiliations beyond the connection to Judah are less defined in biblical texts. Some Afrocentric theologians argue that historical Jews, including those of Jesus' time, were people of color, reflecting broader ethnic diversity. Evolution of Jesus' image. This is another twist of history depicting Jesus as a Caucasian. This was all done by one artist called Michelangelo. This artist totally changed the direction over millions of people thinking, and in him deliberately twisting the truth, he in effect caused many future wars and many more to come because the truth is still being hidden. The iconic Caucasian image of Jesus that many are familiar with developed over centuries, significantly shaped during the Renaissance by European artists like Michelangelo. These depictions began to align with the racial and cultural norms of European societies rather than historical accounts. Joseph's influence on Jesus as a child can be inferred from the historical context of Jewish norms and traditions. Descriptions from Scripture highlight that Jesus grew up in wisdom and stature, reflecting parental guidance steeped in Jewish tradition. According to some gospel accounts, Jesus had brothers named James, Joseph, Jude, and Simon, and possibly sisters. These familial references offer insight into the traditional Jewish family dynamics of that era. Also, you can kindly subscribe to this channel for informational topics like this one. The Bible does not detail Jesus' formal education, but we know he grew up in Nazareth, where he would have been exposed to Jewish religious teachings and traditions. His later discussions with teachers in the temple indicate a profound understanding of the Torah. The lack of extensive educational records of Jesus' life can be attributed to the documentary practices of the time. Accounts of Jesus are primarily theological rather than biographical, focusing on spiritual messages. Also, if you found any informational, uplifting aspect in this broadcast, kindly subscribe for more like this one. Discussions about Jesus' ethnic background, education, and image are influenced by religious, historical, and cultural interpretations. While conventional depictions have often presented a Caucasian Jesus, historical scholarship emphasizes the ethnically diverse milieu of first-century Judea. Understanding these aspects encourages a broader perspective on both the divine and human aspects attributed to Jesus. navigating both theologically driven and historically informed interpretations. The complex tapestry of ethnicity, tradition, and historical portrayal highlights an ongoing dialogue about representation and heritage within the context of religion and culture. One of the first steps in addressing the misrepresentation of Jesus is revisiting historical sources. Biblical scholarship can provide insights into the ethnically diverse context of first-century Judea. Studies on ancient Near Eastern populations highlight the regional diversity, suggesting a more accurate representation of Jesus would reflect features common to the Afro-Asiatic populations of the time. Academic discourse on religious representations is crucial in challenging historically Eurocentric views. Encouraging dialogue between theologians, historians, and cultural anthropologists can foster a more nuanced understanding of Jesus' portrayal. Conferences, publications, and collaborations between scholars from various fields can elevate this conversation to broader educational platforms. Art has the power to influence perceptions and serve as a vehicle for cultural reclamation. Encouraging artists from diverse backgrounds to portray Jesus in a manner that reflects his historical and geographical context can challenge the dominant Eurocentric imagery. Efforts in communities around the world to create art that resonates with their own understanding and experiences can contribute to a more inclusive visual tradition. Incorporating a more accurate depiction of Jesus into educational curricula can cultivate understanding from an early age. Schools, particularly those with religious affiliations, can include teachings on the historical Jesus, considering cultural and ethnic diversity, and encourage critical thinking regarding traditional depictions. This can assist in dismantling stereotypes by providing a more comprehensive perspective on historical contexts. Religious leaders play a pivotal role in piety and practice within communities. Their interpretation of Jesus' image and lesson can heavily influence congregational understanding. Engaging religious leaders in conversations about Jesus' portrayal and encouraging their advocacy for a historically accurate interpretation helps realign worship practices with more inclusive narratives. The role of media in shaping perceptions cannot be overstated. Encouraging diverse media representations of Jesus, whether in films, television, or literature, contributes to the normalization of multifaceted interpretations. By highlighting varied perspectives on historical and religious figures, media can serve as a potent tool for fostering inclusivity. Localized efforts, such as community workshops or interfaith discussions, create spaces where historical information about Jesus can be disseminated and discussed openly. These forums allow individuals from different backgrounds to engage with historical corpora and learn from one another, promoting a unity based on shared understanding rather than divisive iconography. Efforts to correct depictions of Jesus also necessitate engagement with systemic biases in religious institutions. Reviewing institutional descriptions and visuals of religious figures in church spaces can encourage societal shifts. Advocacy for diversity within institutional frameworks can lead to broader systemic changes in religious portrayal practices. Utilizing digital platforms to educate and promote discussions about Jesus' historical identity can reach a global audience. Online courses, webinars, and social media campaigns dedicated to this topic can foster widespread awareness and challenge Eurocentric depictions. Technology can connect global audiences in shared discussions, offering deeper engagement opportunities. Utilizing digital platforms to educate and promote discussions about Jesus' historical identity can reach a global audience. Online courses, webinars, and social media campaigns dedicated to this topic can foster widespread awareness and challenge Eurocentric depictions. Technology can connect global audiences in shared discussions, offering deeper engagement opportunities.
I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. In every high and stormy gale, He's my anchor, He prevails. Through Him I can do anything. Through Him my strength is unending. I am strong, I am free. Through Christ I have victory. In the darkest night, He is my light. In the fiercest fight, He is my might. Through every